Hello IED students. This is a video for activity 1.2.5 and we're actually going to start with this right here called the chamfer peg. And so the objective of this activity is for you to learn how to use a couple new tools. So the first one is the revolve tool, and then the next one is going to be extrude, which you already know how to use, and then fillet and chamfer, which we haven't done too much with, but again, we'll kind of go over that as well. So let's actually start by doing this. And so we're going to do the body of this chamfer peg, and we're going to revolve it. And so if we look at it, we'll see that the diameter of this is 40 millimeters, and the overall height is 30. So we're going to make a rectangle that's going to be half of this diameter, which is going to be 20, and we're going to extrude it out so that it's 30. Remember that, look at the note here, and it says that all dimensions are in millimeters. Okay, so let's begin by drawing our shape. So let's actually, before we do anything, let's start a new project, and let's just call it 1.2.5. And so we'll keep everything in this folder. All right. So I'm going to start by drawing a sketch. I'm going to start it on this view right here. I'm going to draw a rectangle starting from my origin. And so actually, before I get too far, I'm going to go to my document settings and I'm going to change this to millimeters first. Okay. Okay. And draw a rectangle and go up and over. And so again, we need it to be 20 millimeters across. And then the height of it, we need it to be 30. So we're going to hit OK and finish sketch. And now I'm going to use the revolve tool. So if I go over to this tool right here, this is the revolve tool. You can see that when you hover your cursor over it, it'll kind of light up and let you know what it does. So I'm going to click on that. And if we go to this window right here, it's going to kind of automatically walk through all the steps that you need to take in order for it to execute the function. So it hasn't selected the profile because there's only one profile, so it just assumes that you want to select that one. And then we have to select the axis. So I actually have to pick the point that it's going to spin around. The axis is the point that we're going to use to revolve or pivot on. So I'm going to select this line right here. So this is going to be the inside. This is my origin right here, and this is going straight up. So I'm going to select that as my axis. If I click on that, you'll notice that it automatically fills it in. We can leave this at an angle. We can leave this at 360 degrees. I could change it to like 270 if I wanted. You can see that it kind of only goes that far, but I want to leave this at 360. And then we'll click OK, and now we have the body of our peg done. The next thing to do is to make this peg part right here. So I'm going to make this square peg on top of my hole there, or on top of my cylinder rather. So I'm going to go and select this right here, and you can see that I've got an origin right here, and I'm going to go to create. I'm going to select rectangle, and I'm going to go to rectangle center or center rectangle. Click on that. I'm going to find my origin. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit more. I'm going to click on that, and as I expand out, it's going to create a square with the center of the square lined up on the origin or wherever I clicked. Okay, and so if I look at my drawing, it shows me that my square should be 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. So I'm going to 10 in there, 10 in there, hit enter, finish my sketch, and now I'm going to extrude this up. So I'm going to select my square, I'm going to drag it up, and the total height of it needs to be 15, and then hit enter. Okay, so now I've created my 10 by 10 square, and I've extruded it up 15 millimeters. The next thing I want to do is I want to put a fillet on here. So fillet is just kind of a curved edge, and that's on all four sides, and that's going to be with a radius of 5 millimeters. So I'm going to select my chamfer tool, or I'm sorry, my fillet tool, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to click on all four sides. Okay, and here it'll automatically pop up with that box. So I'm going to click 5 and then hit OK, and now it's created my fillet on the top part of the square peg. The last thing I need to do is I need to actually create this chamfer, and you can see that we have a 30-degree chamfer and it goes in at 5 millimeters. So I'm going to click on modify. I'm going to select chamfer. Okay, and if I kind of rotate this so we can see it a little bit more. Right now I have a couple different options to select from. It defaults to the type, which is equal distance. Then I have two distances, so two distances will allow me to have two different numbers in there that would create the angle. And then we have a distance and an angle. So let's actually do distance and an angle. And so I'm going to click on the edge there. I'm going to type in my distance, which is going to be 5. And I need to change my angle up here to 30. Okay. So I want my one edge to be at 5 millimeters, but my angle to be at 30. I click OK. And now I have my completed chamfer peg. That's it for this activity. This is something you do not have to turn in. This is just simply for your practice. If you have any questions or anything, be sure to ask. All right, good luck.